an incredible evening.
chose to do the sort of comeback this way with the album, just to celebrate how special the album, the process of making it really special. I was also going to hear a lot of older songs. And then 4 new songs. Being in LA as well, where I sort of had to recover, you know, from everything that happened in my life over the last few years, just sort of felt like the perfect show. It will look really elegant, and then I'll tell like a load of filthy jokes, sort of whiplash for him. Also, get you, Lizzo. Thank you for outshine me, babes.
Why was this an interview I was interested in? Because I'm always interested in people who are willing to speak their truth. She actually is the truth.
How posh is this?
It's going to be a very special night.
Second half of this AFF Suzuki Cup 2020 final about to get underway. Indonesia a goal up thanks to the early strike from Ricky Kambawaya. They are a quarter of the way through their mission to get 4 goals. And perhaps as a result of what we saw in the first half, Thailand are to make 3 changes. So Tanawat will make way for Bitiwat. He's actually been very regular in this tournament, a starter. Perhaps a little bit more control in midfield. Keunnnnn is off, and Adisa, who had a fantastic tournament last edition, will be up front. And Wirate also comes into the mix. Rungkad goes into the centre-back role that was taken up by Howie in the first half. Your thoughts on these changes, Roshan?
I mean, when you look at Thailand's squad, they've got incredible quality. So I don't think there's going to be much of a depth. If anything, when you think of Pitiwat coming into central midfield, that just helps secure things a bit more on the defensive front. I think he's a different type of player than Thanawat. And Pitiwat can hold the ball a little bit more, stronger physically, can play more of a defensive presence there than if they need him to. Adisa coming on gives them a chance to give Tiracin a bit of a break. He's worked very hard for them in this competition, but also monopolizing here, rotating the squad around, giving opportunities to some players who perhaps, the likes of Adisa, for example, had not seen much in terms of minutes in this competition. And he still will have that physical presence up front, the ability to hang on to it. And then Wirate coming into central defence. He played
not his natural role, but he did that in the last game.
Yeah, first leg. Had to go into central defence after Lanskola picked up an injury. And he did a really good job.
Howie was having a couple of problems, wasn't he? He was facing Pratama Arhan on that side. And Rama as well. There was Pratama Arhan. There's the aforementioned Ramai. So the mission here, Roshan, 3 more goals for Indonesia. 3 unanswered goals as well, we have to be clear. Adisa constructs for the new forward, Gordon Kala. Here's Tiracin. That was about as good a half as Indonesia could have hoped for, perhaps. Another goal would have just given them an extra bit of belief, wouldn't it?
Yeah, would have going into half time with 2 goals and giving them a big boost coming into this second 45. Would have made it a lot more exciting for us neutrals as well, and for Indonesian fans here in the stadium and out there watching along.
Here is Chanate. Back to Gordon Kala. Back to Tiracin. Pitiwat ball across. And that was just too close to Leo. Although the chip chop's going to get to it. Would you say that certainly the substitutions, or at least a couple of them, would have been a reaction to what they experienced in the first half and how the Indonesians came hard at them?
Yeah, perhaps a bit of that, but also I think, I said this in the first half, for all that Indonesia did in the first 45, for all the effort, the intensity, the enjoyable way in which they showed up here, still is just 1-0. There's still that 3-goal cushion for Thailand. And Manu Koting has spoken about trusting his squad and the ability of the players in there. And he's shown it throughout this competition. And he's got quality in that Thai squad to use.
Right, I said that from that good result the first leg, they feel a little more freedom today. And they said they want to play the way they like. There's no reason to change that. Didn't certainly have that freedom in that first half, but as Roshan points out, it is still the 1 goal that they have conceded.
And also I think, so going back to the substitutions, so you think of Pitiwat coming on, gives them a bit more control in the middle of the park.
It's a reassuring presence, isn't
That's
he?
right. And he can go, he can sit if he needs to, he can go box to box. That's not an issue for him. You know, at times in his competition, we'll come back to that.
Right for ball. Okay, that's really well done. Not something to see do too much of, Ramai.
Play from the left winger, one of that front line. Like to help his side out defensively. But yeah, pity what you know, can play box to box, can sit in front of the defense. At times in his competition, he's had to protect that back line.
They're doing everything they can to help their teams, their respective teams. And this will be watched by millions around the world as well. Let's capture the imagination. Region of more than 500 million people. Football mad region in Southeast Asia, and they've been treated to some superb football over the last month or so. There is Pitiwat. Back to Chanatip. Looking to maybe get a bit more into this game. Chanatip was quite by his high standards in the first half. Oh,
Oi!
Malana
Rit anjing,
taken
kuning
out.
bos.
Return to London, I should say.
Yeah, Ricky Campbell is not happy with Rungkad. The way he went in there.
He's claiming an elbow into the chest of Witan. The referee, what did he go into his pocket?
Yeah, he's booked Rungkad. It's a wild lunge from Rungkad, and it's the forearm. It looks to just have gone into the chest of Witan.
He's up fairly quickly, and Rungkad, he's been on the pitch for 5 minutes. 6 minutes is in the book.
Yeah, I think Dylan's trying to make
Very politely.
the case for an elbow.
He did say he wasn't expecting to be beaten by such a big margin in that first selection day off. And he blamed that on the lack of experience in the squad, but he said, I don't want to dwell too much on that defeat. I want to keep encouraging the players to focus on the positives. But the Italian had the perfect match. And his team had not played so well.
Ah! Su! Dik ganti cok.
Rungkad, who was just coming back in, getting a touch on that. Otherwise, Derek was in behind. Few errors defensively here from Thailand. Just see Rungkad that's got wrong side, but he's done well to recover and put the ball away from Derek.
And this Tilton doesn't have to come in field, doesn't he? All the way from the left back.
And you see when he does move in field, you see Borden push out wide onto his left hand side. The way for them to maintain their shape, maintain their balance. And now they just hang on to the ball long enough here, Thailand, for them to again restructure. So Tilton can move back across, and now Borden can push on forward.
Well, lots the ball into the path of Narapani and drags it back. Important touch there from Chanatip. It's done so well. How many times have we seen him? Ball and Pala, taking for the shot with Tempo. Over the side, and that substitution has made a difference. Thailand have leveled things. And they're 5-1 all over again.
They deserve that goal. Thailand for the start that they've made in the second half. And the fight shown here by Chanatip just kept going and going, keeping a hold of the ball under pressure from two Indonesian players who were fighting to win it back. Kept the ball, super chop, played it into Bode, who's actually trying to wrap his foot around, trying to create an angle so he could wrap his foot around it and got it towards the far post. Couldn't quite get it out from underneath his feet. They decided to have a Topo get it. Nadeo could only push it out into the center of the penalty box. And Anisak has come on and made a difference. And I think that should be it for Thailand in terms of the title.
His 11th goal in the AFF overall, his first of this tournament. He scored 8 in the last edition, where he was the top scorer, but that one very, very important indeed. And that might put to bed some of the ghosts he may have had after missing a penalty and at the end of that semi-final against Malaysia, which saw the Malaysians go through in 2018. But that, as Roshan said, is probably it though. Who knows? Well, a good early start for Indonesia in the first half, and now for Thailand in the second.
Dia nick bang cái chop để nick
Good
nữa.
Thailand.
All three of the subs have played a role. Wiritak preventing the ball getting to Dinek, Adisak scoring that goal, and Pity What in the midfield, controlling things.
That's right. How strong he is there as well. Look at those, how he's just gone right through the back of him.
Just going back to that goal, Russian, he was chanting, remember who? Onto the ball, right, going up to the goal.
Right.
Incredible. Again, here's ball in corner. Return ball to him from Subachak. Nadeo punches through it. Ramai can't clear the ball himself. It's on goal! And they've got the lead here. Delight now for Malapoki, who surely must believe, as do the Thai fans, that is it.
The Indonesian dream, well and truly crushed here by Thailand. Borden, what an impact on his left-hand side. Fighting for it first to the second ball, then it's unfortunate. I think Nadeo would have had that covered. There wasn't too much pace on that shot. But excellent work by Subachok to set this one up. And Asnawi sliding that one into the back of his own net. You know, there's been a bit of drama around Asnawi in his reaction to Forrest Rumley's penalty that was saved. They could have given a free kick for that, but decided to play it on. A shot from Saraj going into the back of the net via Asnawi.
Another goal from Asnawi. I think that shot from Saraj could well have awarding it to Saraj. That would have been off target. Anyway, it was covered by Nadeo and it came off Asnawi. And that looks like it will be it. You would think. 6-1 now is the aggregate score. And the response was to bring on another striker, Anis, and one of the players of the tournament for Indonesia, Irfan Jaya. And what or who will they sacrifice? Could be like for Dinek and Anis. Ramai also have to make way. Well, it's very loud and celebratory in the blue part of the stadium, as you can imagine. Celebrations have certainly started. Brilliant to see. So it is indeed Hannes coming on for Dinek setting one. And Ramai makes way for Irfan. That's between those two, they tend to flip with each other. But Irfan He's an explosive player himself. And he gets the goals.
Yeah, he does. And he's been a good contributor for Indonesia in terms of his attacking output. Irfan Jaya. And Pitiwat coming across and showing his power and strength. It's one back goal by Witan Sulaiman.
Is that a foul? Was that a foul? Irfan can't believe it.
Well, I'm not quite sure it was enough for a penalty. I think he would have clever pass in behind Prasada and then arm across. Perhaps another referee on up there could have seen it arm across and felt that Irfan Jaya is being taken down by Prasada.
You always run that risk, don't you? And you place your hands on the opposition. There's Ricky Kambuaya. That's going to touch on to Witan Sulaiman easy. Surah, that's a big roll of approval there from Surah. Who will probably be the most happy and relieved person in the stadium, Russian.
Yeah. I was going to say his teammates bailed him out, but I mean, even if he's conceded that one, he still had that good cushion.
Offside there for Adisak. What a devastating couple of minutes that was for Thailand.
Yeah, I mean, this has just shown the ability to go up a gear, I think, if they need to. The changes that were made in terms of the personnel, but also just that sudden change in the tempo of their play with the ball. The fact that Indonesia, I think, had just dropped off at the start of the second half and gave Thailand the time to get the passing rhythm going. It's back to that passing move. And someone will move them off the ball. And then the finishing has been clinical. Fortunate at times, sure, but still they've got the job done.
Oh, lovely work down that left-hand side. Here's Pratama Arhan. Looking to get that into the path of tennis.
This guy is a rock. He's been an absolute rock at the back for Thailand. Piksada. Pratama gets his head up, looking for Hanis in the 6-yard box. So Piksada's there. Reads danger early. Couple of quick steps across to cut out that. Come to pass from Pratama into Hanis.
Yes, would have in good position there to have scored his first ever goal for Indonesia in his fourth appearance. The youngster, 22 years of age, as with so many of these players. Oh, not that far away. And another player who has impressed. Mostly under that.
He's changing the color routine up there with Pratama Arhan, receiving pass from Irfan Jaya. Look how Alfiandra just looks to run onto this. Unlucky.
Alfiandra plays like a grizzled veteran. He's 20 years old.
Yeah, I mean, I think one of the big differences between a lot of people look at this and say Indonesia headed towards another AFF Cup final defeat. The sixth in the history as a nation in this competition. But the difference, I think, between this side and perhaps previous sides is that it's a very young team across the board.
Yeah.
They're only going to sort of grow together as a generation, as a team, and I hope they're allowed to do that. I really, really hope they're allowed to do that.
They shouldn't try and stretch. People look at that as a failure. Leaning backwards, Hannes.
They're getting bodies into the box. I expect in a situation like this, as Egi That hits it back into Hannes. He's off balance as he hit that. I don't know if he's still unbalanced pretty well. He could have balanced himself before that shot at goal.
Wilson Dunga, the most shots final today. There's Eggy. Foul on him. Now Petiwa. Quickly shots his opponent.
Well, you just hope, as I said earlier, that this Indonesian side are allowed to develop together, grow together over the next few years. And that Young is given a chance to do his job properly. You know, Southeast Asian football needs a strong Indonesian national team. I think the more you have the likes of Thailand, you have Vietnam now who've stepped up to the plate and challenging the big boys in Asia. The more you have competitive teams, and you hope that Indonesia can join in that. Malaysia are trying to step up to that level. The more you can have these teams competitive of a similar sort of level, that helps to generally grow the game in the region as well.
Here comes Thailand. That's quite the run, isn't it? That from Super Chop. Stuck to the stretch, it will be a corner. Asnawi. Quickly puts it in the quadrant.
Modern again, wonderful skill. A bit of trickery. Asnawi, eyes on the ball all the way. Intense, focused. Makes a good tackle.
He wasn't one that was nailing down a regular starting place in this lineup. Zoran Balak. He's got to grab this opportunity. Short one to Chanatip. He could still go for that top scorer award. Here's Winatap. Dropping. What that goal, of course, has done Russian with about, it came with about half an hour or so more to go. Kind of killed it off, didn't it, really? That it's difficult, isn't it, for the Indonesians after this? It's a sucker punch.
It is. But it's a credit to Thailand how they responded. I mean, no, I don't think it was the best of first half. But again, they were only a goal down. On the night, 3 up on aggregate. But the second half response, the changes that they made, the control that they've now asserted on the game, they've regained that element of dominance, element of control. It's put them in such a good position.
There's Chanatip. They might be hungry for a few more. Back to the Thai skipper. Very fuck with it. Now good Sada. How will they play out this next 25 minutes or so of ties? Now Super Chop. Marabadan getting in on the act. Ball goes down, play continues. And Indonesia giving away. They're boxed in at the moment.
Well, they can't get out. It's the control from Thailand. They've got bodies around. Every time they lose the ball, players are in close contact with each other, nice close connections to link those passes, and when they lose it, they can press together as well. Saraj busy in the center of the park, linking those passes together. Here he is involved again, going from left to right, back into the middle border, and this is how they've moved Indonesia around.
it, shot. Blocked by Fakhruddin.
When they lose it, they pressed and won it back. It was Chanate who pounced on that loose ball, that loose pass from Indonesia.
Oh, he's ridden that one challenge, Chanate.
Can't touch them at the moment.
Okay, let's go.
Good to see another player who's been on the fringes here, Singapore, about to come on. It's going to be Philip Waller, who's actually very, very good, isn't he? Whenever he's had the opportunity.
And Saracens had a very good second half, being that connector in midfield. Decided to sit in the middle of that back three, take a bit of a breather.
Fire in the hole. 8 points.
Who's going to get rid of it? He's got a big smile on his face, hasn't he?
Fire in the hole.
And now that change to be made. Yeah, they worked this opportunity so well again. In possession, patient. Until it's now, he's trying out for that cutback. The defense had dropped off. Almost invented a new word there, dropping off.
Headshot.
In the second half, we started running involved, and I think this is where Ronald out of play. If we get that pitch, very offensive, we might have played, isn't it?
Double kill.
Can't be easy. If you're Asnawi now, you've got Siraton
Fire in the
and
hole.
Ronald. Might just also allow Ronald to work football going in field again a little bit.
Nice pass move, next connection. So moving into spaces, so the options for the play on the ball and the composure being shown. Challenges coming in, they're being put under pressure, but they're hanging on to it, Thailand, and they're playing their way out of this press incredibly well again. Beautiful. What space that counter present. Ball up to Super Chop. Not for Adisak, but it's going to go to Narabane. Super Chop. Shot at it. Last hits from Asnawi. Here's Roller.
Headshot.
Player from Fort. Only Munich. 2017.
Okay, let's go.
Siriton is brought down now. That's a free kick now. Eliminating players. And Siriton,
Fire in the hole.
from a mile away.
Fire in the
He
hole.
knew it was coming.
Fire in the Fire in the hole. hole.
Just took the
Fire in the
contact.
hole. Fire in the hole.
Fire in the hole.
Fire in the hole.
See, he's got his, he knows the challenge coming, release, and he just jumps. Gets himself out of dangerous way, out of arm's way, but still takes the contact. Yeah.
Fire in the
I
hole.
think we're happy. And
Headshot.
Mana mas?
Ya, ini mas 01 nih masuk.
Cong satu.
Hmm.
Apa sih ini sampean?
Second Bumblebee 2 ND.
Oh iya iya. Oke. Penuh mas. Ya,
Oh alah pasti. Oh berarti ada di lobby ya. Bentar.
udah santai. Pemanasan asik.
3 ronde lagi.
Ya, ya.
Sama klan Jing Pro nih mas ya.
Fire in the hole. Bomb has been
Ini
planted.
tadi dah mas.
Enggak, ini males aja nonton di Indonesia geblek. Nonton Indonesia malah kalah ya. Terus tak login wae lah.
Cooking on Trinity. Alice Saxon.
Bomb exploded.
Yang lain pada kemana mas?
Mission failed.
Okay, let's go.
Fire in the hole! 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 Fire in the hole!
When we talked about this youthful side Russian, are we thinking now the next Suzuki
Fire
Cup
in the hole.
this is when they're really coming to their own in Indonesia?
I think they certainly be favourites, one of the favourites for the
Fire in the hole.
Under-23, AFF Under-22 Championship that's coming up very soon. With the basket of the team, won't it? Also the squad will be involved in the competition. Yeah. I mean,
Yang lain
Udah
belum login
kemana
mas.
ini mas?
Hah?
Along with them
Sepi.
into that campaign.
Oh, pada kemana ya?
I mean, Thailand and Vietnam not going anywhere.
Mission success. All right, let's move out.
To that level, you'd expect Malaysia coming strong in that campaign as well. Perhaps having more of a stronger squad.
Fire in the hole!
Fire in the hole.
For the next campaign.
Jadi bintang gitu mas.
Fire in the hole! Fire in the hole! Fire in the hole!
Philippines maybe with a bit more preparation time.
3 minggu mas ini komputer nggak nyala terus
Another team that will be
Dari apa itu mayor?
dari mayor.
with a lot of
Fire in the hole!
issues around some of the
Fire in the
teams
hole!
the preparations coming into
Fire in
this.
the hole! Cover me!
So it's strong. No choice but to put it out play. The veteran of the side, shall we say.
Mission success. Okay,
Let's
go.
Pace, energy, in the wider
Fire in
position.
the hole! Fire in 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 the hole!
Having a real blast. There you go. A great view of them. Yes, Tiraton. Good side now, going in the basket. Stands the ball up. Almost away.
Irfan Jaya.
Tiraton having a go.
Mas Desra kemana mas?
And they're just all over Indonesia at the moment. They're picking up these second balls, these loose balls. And Pitsada got comfortable enough that he can get
Datang,
forward
Mas.
going in
Ya.
his attack. One back by Thailand.
Mas Desra pada kemana?
Tiraton deciding what's open
Bomb
up for me.
has been planted.
Sudah tak tahu, tak WA gak bisa.
Pada keluar ya?
Jangan di sini.
Satu ronde lagi.
Bomb defused.
They have fixed it so seamlessly in this squad.
Mission
Whenever they're
success.
called upon.
Okay, let's go.
So good to watch. You can identify
Fire in the hole!
the style, team of the second 11.
Fire in the hole!
Whoever comes in, they know exactly what their roles are, what they're supposed to do, which position they're supposed to occupy, and that's
Hai.
quickly. And it's great for the players as well to be able to take that on board. And the tactics of that. That's the thing that's come out of us in the last couple of days is that we've any contractors from other corporates till the end of this tournament. And he said no talk for now.
Blue team, win.
Finishing this job here. But he has said this, which is quite interesting. He said, of course, if you look at the number of touches there, full time.
Sini Mas. Masuk.
Is that the most? And for the number comes forward and a well-taken goal from Edgar Maulana out of the blue. And they're level on the night here, Indonesia, and it's something for the fans at least.
Keunnnnn ini.
That's a really good finish from
Ya?
Eddie. What he does here,
Keunnnnn aja nih.
Jangan.
we're up along with him, just spinning in behind.
YouTube ini.
Aduh. Ya?
Lovely
YouTube ini ya.
Mm-mm.
hit by Witan. That's a great finish from that angle and from that distance. To find the far post, this will give us the best view. There we go, Witan. Turn. Chipped it in behind. I didn't expect him to score from there. Goes through the legs of Keunnnnn, who was looking at Silver out thinking, come on, what's going on? Listen, it's a really good finish from Egy.
Ayo 4 gol lagi.
Second goal.
Dari situ keren.
Singapore.
Ada si pindah.
Nggak ada.
I think Silver reacts a little bit too late to their shot. And perhaps he's
Nah,
not so
Mas.
comfortable
Sip.
at the back in that goalkeeping position. I'm not sure he's had many touches of the ball in the second half. And he just switched off. Probably the best of matches for Silver. That's something. That's a lot of things for
Ayo 4 gol, 4 gol, 4 gol.
Could have perhaps done better from that angle, that distance you would have thought would have been favourite. And then at least go and try and win it on the night. Indonesia. That would give them something, wouldn't it? To hold on to. I think they've certainly done themselves proud tonight. Here is Hannes. Straight to Pitsada. Well, just going back to that point I was making about monoculturing, and he said we want to stay the number 1 nation in Southeast Asia, so it's important to have continuity. Hit. And he said he hopes to be part of that because he sees a great future with this side. And I think the success has come down to the players. They've done an unbelievable job. So he's crediting a lot of players, but I think he's got to take a fair bit of that credit too. It's given them belief again because they had a very poor World Cup qualifying campaign by their standards. Yeah. Following this final warning, referee trying his best not to send anyone else. The thing is, he's made the right call. Just to have a word with Asnawi. I think that's a legitimate challenge to try and win the ball back. I think we should also add, Russian, to these 2 legs of the final. The officiating has been absolutely fine. Yes, it has been. Has been fine. And I think second leg of Thailand Vietnam as well was good. Was really good. So the concern here is feeling his hamstring. So that might be it for him. Still have one more change to make if they want.
Kalau baret hijau itu tuh harus apa dulu sih, bintang 2 dulu ya?
Apa itu?
Itu baret hijau.
Mana Mas?
Itu apa yang bintang 4? Pakai baret hijau itu harus bintang 2 dulu.
Nggak tahu ya.
Dapatnya dari mana ya?
Gak tahu apa sih itu Kopassus balik.
Bukan.
Will be generous right now. He said, I don't have an issue with him being awarded that goal. I think he's been very good for Thailand.
All right, let's move out.
And this is really great to see.
Go, go, go.
Yeah,
Fire in the hole!
getting
Fire in
opportunity.
the hole!
If I'm not mistaken, I think it's the only player
Fire in the hole.
Fire in the hole!